Hey, what's cracking, Game Skulls? Welcome back to Friday Night Live. Let's try this for the second time tonight. It's the first one. I just had a massive stream buffering problem. I'm not sure what was going on. I've restarted my machine. I restarted OBS. I turned the bit rate down from like 18 megabit to like 13 megabit. Hopefully that doesn't like impact quality too much. But I'm hoping that we will avoid the yellow warnings on here now, where it kept telling me, that I wasn't sending enough data. This started happening last week too. Actually, if you were here for last week's stream, you may remember we were having some weird warnings from YouTube. Now, I had thought that was a problem on YouTube's end because before last week it had never happened before. And I will say that even afterwards, when I go back and play that stream from last week, the video is kind of choppy. Like it was obviously dropping a lot of frames when it was getting, streamed. But when I went and looked at some other people's streams also from last Friday, content similar to mine, those guys, their video was also choppy, like watching those. And on Down Detector, there was like a huge spike of YouTube reports at that time. But now this week again it's happening, and so what I've done is I've restarted the stream. I've turned down the bit rate a little bit. I'm not seeing any warnings yet right now. I'm wondering if maybe it is my PC instead of YouTube. I wonder if maybe it really is my PC, or I didn't say that right, it sounded a little weird. Maybe it is my PC having an issue. So we'll see. I'll also check out the quality of this afterwards. Hopefully turning the bit rate down like that doesn't impact quality too much, but we shall see. So anyways, if you're not familiar with Friday Night Live, the format is a little bit different than what we do on Mondays. On Mondays, of course, we just do a hardcore stream. I'm just working on the $1 billion grind. But on Fridays, I just like to knock out a little bit of grind right in the beginning, like knock out a Kaio, get my nightclubs sold, get my safes collected, stuff like that. And then I like to turn off my firewall rules and get into Freeroam and mix it up, either with people watching if they feel like playing, or if not, well then just with randoms in Freeroam. But let's get to it, shall we? And let's get this Kaio knocked out. I've got one ready. It's not a great one. It's Ruby Necklace, I think. Yeah, Ruby Necklace. And no Cocoa, just Brownie Mix and Cash. So it's not going to be the highest paying Kaio we've ever had, but as I always say, even if it's tequila in cash, it's still the highest amount of money you can earn in the game for the time spent. So it's always worth it to do it. Let's get this going. Use the same settings we've always used. This is, in my opinion, the best way to do Kaio. It's the easiest way for me to do it solo anyways. It's just what I'm used to. I've got the patterns down and the timings down, and I tend to mess this up the least when I do it this way, so I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I took that night off. I didn't stream this past Monday. Had a good time. Spent a lot of it trying to comfort the little doggy, though. We have a Shih Tzu, and she is terrified of fireworks. And my neighborhood, for whatever reason, we just have a lot of patriotic people in our neighborhood who apparently have a lot of money to burn, literally, on fireworks, because those things are not cheap. And I swear, the amount of booms that went off, the huge fireworks that were going off all night long, I gotta believe we saw $500,000 in fireworks go off. I mean, they are expensive, those things, and there's just a ton of them. More, I'm stunned every year at how many there are. Oops, this guy. Hope he doesn't see me. I don't think he did. Is he gonna stop? Yeah, he got set up. Okay, I gotta turn off my my expanded radar. Forgot about it. I'll take care of that in here once I get the door open. Whoops, I guess I do need to hit the lever, don't I? And at least everything is on one side here. So let me just, whoops, wrong button. Turn off my expanded radar. Otherwise, I have a hard time seeing the vision cones for the security guards. So we'll basically fill our bag up here. We got 2 brownie mixes and a cash, which is 100% bag full. Like I said, it's not going to be the biggest payout we've ever seen, but it's still the best money in the game. Boy, we got a lot to talk about tonight with the announcement that came out of Rockstar for the DLCs. Don't know if you guys saw it or not, but they said some pretty stunning things in their update on the Newswire. Stuff I never expected to hear them say, actually. It's almost like they actually acknowledged the fact that the Oppressor Mark II is a overpowered griefing machine, and they're going to supposedly do something about it. Get to that in one sec. Get out of here. Well, at least my ship didn't float away. So many times I come back to this thing and it's like gone. It's like floated way out into sea. So after the grind, so after I get this like early grinding stuff done here, like I said, I'll do this Kaio. I'm not gonna. I will purchase the next one because I don't want to miss out on hard mode, but I won't like go through all the setups or anything on it right now, unless people really want me to. Then of course I will. But I'll sell the nightclub and I will get my safe money together, and then that's when I usually turn off firewall rules and go ahead into free roam with other people. But speaking about that, one of the key points that came out of the Rockstar Newswire was that they're going to start allowing people to do cell missions in invite-only lobbies. Never in a million years did I expect them to ever say something like that. That is basically it makes my firewall rules unnecessary at that point. Like, I don't need to get a solo public lobby anymore if I can do all my stuff in an invite lobby. Now, I will say this: they should have done that years ago. They should have never restricted it in the first place. You know, I mean, it's so obvious. The fact that they make you do that stuff in a public lobby basically means that they want you to get griefed while you're doing it. And I always thought that was such a bad game decision. Like why would you create content and then like make people so vulnerable as to make the game basically just annoying? And you may remember in earlier streams we said stuff like, you know, are they just trolling us? Is that what they're doing? Is Rockstar trolling us? Like the whole game? I mean, the decisions they make are so like just mind-bogglingly stupid. Like, okay, we're gonna give you this content so you can earn this money. Here's this business, you know, and you can do all this and earn money. But you know, when you do the sell missions to actually earn the money, we're gonna put you in this really slow post-op truck that can barely make it up the mountain, and we're gonna make you do it in a lobby with other people. And by the way, they're going to be on these really fast, super agile flying motorbikes with with missiles. Now, I know the homing missiles don't work at that point. They can't lock onto the post-op vans, but if you can't hit a post-op van with an Oppressor Mark II without missile lock, well then you shouldn't be flying an Oppressor Mark II anyway. Point is they basically make you helpless. It's in-game designed helplessness. And I've always, you know, that's why I do my firewall rule. I've always thought to myself, you know, screw you, Rockstar. I'm not playing the game that way. This artificial forced helplessness that you bake into the game with those rules is just ridiculous, man. It's terrible decision from the game developer at that point. Well, it looks like they're finally going to acknowledge that and reverse it. They're saying you'll be able to do these missions in an invite-only session now, so you won't be held helpless, you know, to the randoms on their Oppressor Mark IIs anymore. Tylarius, he's another YouTuber. He's much bigger than me, of course. Does a lot of GTA content, pretty much almost exclusively GTA content. I'm going to refer to his video about this a few times when I talk about this, because all the YouTubers made videos about this. The Professional made one, but not surprisingly, the focus of the Professional's video was like 99% a rant about how Red Dead Online is not getting any love. And I understand that. That's, you know, he's very passionate about that. He cares a lot about Red Dead Online, and he feels that Rockstar has just really dropped the ball. Does not understand why they treat it like so poorly compared to the treatment they give GTA. I do understand it more. You know, I mean, obviously money and revenue is going to play a factor. Give me 1 second here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. My old brain can't talk and do this one at the same time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one should be it. There we go. All right. So I do understand Rockstar's decisions of GTA versus Red Dead. You know, the Professional asked the question, why are they, you know, abandoning a game that isn't even 4 years old yet in favor of a 9-year-old game? And the simple answer is because far more people are interested in the 9-year-old game than they are in the 4-year-old game. I really wanted to like Red Dead, and I thought the story mode was fantastic. I played the story mode all the way through. In fact, twice, I think. But Red Dead Online, and I know they haven't released a lot of content, so, you know, maybe you could make that argument that, yeah, Red Dead Online sucks because of what Professional's talking about, that Rockstar hasn't given it the content that it needs and deserves. You could make that argument. And the kind of content I would ask, you know, what do you think would be fun in Red Dead? And Professional's got some ideas. He says, you know, some train heists, some properties, you know, being able to buy properties and whatever. Okay. But I feel like that whole setting, that 1890s on horseback with, you know, single fire weapons, I feel like it just doesn't lend itself to as big of an audience to enjoy as GTA does. I think that people like the high-speed action in GTA, the fast cars, the militarized vehicles, the flying stuff, the high-powered weapons. I think people like that because it brings more action. What I will say about Red Dead Online, being nice about it, is that as beautiful as that game world is and as well done as it is, I feel like the game is kind of boring. It's too quiet, it's too slow paced, it doesn't bring that kind of like high intensity action that GTA does. And because of that, I'm not saying there aren't people who will enjoy it. Of course there are. But I think that GTA will always have a much bigger audience than Red Dead will. So while I understand the Professional's frustration with the treatment, I think when he asks the question, you know, why are they giving all the attention to a 9-year-old game while abandoning a 4-year-old game, a game that's not even 4 years old yet? I think the answer is quite simply because the game that's not 4 years old doesn't have the audience and probably never will. Realistically, will never pull in the kind of numbers that GTA does. That's just how it is, you know, for better or for worse. I'm not saying it's, you know, I'm not saying I like that, but I'm just saying it is. That is what's up. And so anyways, the Professional's video about the Newswire update was mostly a rant about Red Dead not getting the love it deserves. I watched a few others. TGG had a decent one. Harm None, up and coming guy. I really like his stuff. definitely had interesting takes on it. But I feel like Tylarius's video had the best take of all of them on the Newswire announcement. And he makes the point, and I agree with this, that the nerf of the Oppressor Mark II is probably going to hurt money grinders more than it's going to hurt griefers. Because a lot of people use the Mark II as a money grinding machine. I know I do. And I do use the missiles, like when I'm doing the cutting torch mission at the construction site, I'll use the missiles to take out the armed guards. I'll use it to take out people, various NPC enemies in different missions all over the place. I definitely grind with the Oppressor Mark II. I don't grief people. But I feel like anymore, not as many grinders today are even using the Oppressor Mark II anyways. I want to say more recently when I've been griefed, it hasn't been people on an Oppressor Mark II. It's been people, surprisingly, in the Sparrow. I see a lot of people griefing in the Sparrow from the Kasaka, which, like I say, is surprising to me because I don't think of that as a really easy vehicle to grief people in, but apparently it is. I know they fly up on me, they blow me up. I'm not even in a vehicle. It's not even like they're using missile lock. They're blowing me up when I'm like on foot on the ground, and I don't know how they do that in the city because I can barely control that thing, man. That Sparrow helicopter is kind of hard for me to control. It's fast, it's agile, it's useful for things, but to try to like engage in a fight with someone on the ground, I feel like I would get wasted so fast if I tried to do that. But yet, I will say, a number of times in the last like 6 months, when I've been in lobby with other people, people have flown up to me in the Sparrow and have started blowing me up with their rockets. And I'm not even in a vehicle. Like I said, I'm on foot on the ground, so they don't have missile lock. But they're like strafing across the sky and hitting me accurately. And I don't know how they do it. It's, I guess they're just really good at it. But anyways, so I don't even feel like the Oppressor Mark II is the griefer machine of choice. I feel like nowadays, more often, I see the Sparrow and, of course, the Jet. Now, the Jet, of course, predates the Oppressor Mark II, but I think a lot of people who got really into the Mark II for a while have gone back to the Jet because it's just more fun to zoom down and use the explosive cannons on people. And I've seen, again, just like I said, I've seen people who are really good in the Sparrow. I've seen people who are just amazing jet fighter pilots. I could never swoop down into the buildings in the city in explosive cannon, a person standing on the ground and then pull back up and still get through, between all the buildings and everything. And man, I would crash so fast if I tried to do something like that. And I say the Jet. I don't know if it's the Hydra or the laser, if one is used more than the other. But I think they're, for the purposes of griefing, like what I'm talking about, I think they're essentially the same thing. Maybe I see more lasers than Hydras, though. I don't know. I'm not paying that much attention when I'm getting griefed, I guess. I'm more busy trying to find cover. Let me make sure I got my ammo here. I got to collect my safes and then do my nightclub sale mission. Whoops. Yeah, I knew I needed to restock this guy. A lot of these, I thought I had used them. Huh. I guess we're pretty full on most stuff. Explosives. Proxmine? Really? I used a Proxmine? Okay. And body armor, of course. I always use a lot of that. Oh, that's the other thing. Speaking of like snacks and body armor, in the Newswire update, they also, Rockstar also said that they were going to make snacks and body armor more easily accessible, to, instead of having to dive through all those context menus to use them. Supposedly they're going to do something on the interface. So that's a big quality of life update right there. I think that's important. We've touched on it. I don't harp on that too much, but I have touched on it before. The fact that the interface is just still so clumsy sometimes. Like, the stuff that you use the most should be, you know, able to be accessed without having to dive through a bunch of menus in order to get to it. And it sounds like they are planning on addressing that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But at any rate, it'll be nice to be able to access that stuff more easily and not have to click through all the stuff that we have to. Now, my guy is like moving around here. As usual, can't just walk in a straight line. I wish they'd correct that instead. All right, so we got the agency safe, we got the nightclub safe. My nightclub's, not nightclub, we got the agency safe, we got the arcade safe. Got to get the nightclub safe, and then I got to do the nightclub sale. And let's head over and do that. This nightclub sale is probably going to be pretty huge because the last couple nights, it's been another one of those weeks, man, where I just have not had the time to play that I wanted. Part of that was because it was a holiday week, and I kind of had to mess up my sleep schedule for that, so it took a few days to recuperate, you know, get back on my sleep schedule again. I was feeling pretty tired the last couple of days as I, you know, adjusted to that. So like Wednesday and Thursday nights when I should have been playing, I was instead upstairs chilling. But we'll get back into it. The grind is definitely not as fast as it was at the beginning. If I grind really hard, if I do my minimum stuff that I know I can do daily in the grind, I can typically pull out like 50 million a week if I'm grinding hard. If I'm going pretty easy, I can pull out 30 million a week. That is not that challenging to do 30 million a week. But we know it's been a month now since I hit 300 million, and yet we'll see where I'm at in a moment here because I'm going to deposit. It's probably up in the upper right, but I'm looking at the menus here. Deposit. My safe money. All right, so yeah. So it's been a month. So in 4 weeks, I've only grinded like 73 million. That's a pretty low rate of grind for me. I guess actually after this nightclub sale, it'll probably be closer to 75. But point being, 75 million in 4 weeks. You know, that's not even 20 million a week. So what do we got here? Yeah, 1.3 million, good size. Kind of surprised that cargo and shipments and sporting goods is not maxed out. I'm surprised by that. Those things must really accrue slowly because my guy's been like in the game for like 2 days straight in AFK grind, and those still are not full. How long do they take? What do they take, like 3 or 4 days? Crazy. So
okay, well, this is what's known as a high risk trade. Your buyer wants 3 separate drops, and they want you to know you're very likely to meet resistance somewhere along the way.
okay, so we got 3 drops, and people are going to come after me. This is a pretty typical sell mission, actually. And I'm going to actually flip my expanded radar back to full size. There we go. So yeah, if getting back to the Newswire stuff, so the quality of life updates, I am looking forward to that, being able to access stuff easier. The Oppressor Mark II, I agree with Tylarius, and like I said, this is where we're going to come back to his video. I feel like his video was the best one that I've seen about the Newswire, and I agree with him that at the end of the day, I think the Oppressor Mark II nerf is probably going to hurt money grinders more than it's going to hurt griefers. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. I mean, it's not like the NPCs are that brutal anyways. They're pretty easy to take out. I can't imagine, even if the missiles were nerfed a little bit, I can't imagine it would really, be that much harder to take them out though. So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't think it's going to hurt griefers. I will say that. The other big thing, like we said, was being able to do these cell missions in a invite only lobby. Now that's huge, and like I said, this always should have been a thing. This it never should have been required in the first place. It should have never been required that you be in a public lobby to do these cell missions. That was such a boneheaded decision by Rockstar. Obviously designed to encourage griefing and to frustrate the people trying to earn the money. Oh, hey, YouTube DP3. Oh, thanks, buddy. That is absolutely the intention, man. I'm not a high intensity streamer by any stretch. I just like to kind of chill, talk about the game, and talk about whatever, and just do my grind here. Although things might get a little more intense when I open up the lobby to Freeroam. Because, randoms. Who knows what they'll do. Anyways, so I always thought that was a boneheaded decision by Rockstar to require us to be in these solo lobbies, to require us to be in those public lobbies for those cell missions. And then, as if that weren't enough, to add insult to injury, they make you drive these slow, helpless vehicles. They won't even let you use your own vehicles to do your cell missions and your deliveries. You have to use, and don't even get me started on post-op vans from MC. They make you basically helpless in the vehicles that you're delivering in. And then they put a big red mark on you on the radar, and they even send a message to the other players in the lobby saying, hey, so-and-so's moving product. Go kill them for, cash, whatever. They so obviously were encouraging the grief when they were doing that. And I've always said that was a boneheaded game design move. I don't feel the slightest bit bad about the fact that I put up a firewall rule and get myself solo public lobbies to do this stuff in. I don't feel bad about that in the slightest. I don't think it's cheating. I think it's me correcting a bad game decision by Rockstar from the get-go. Look, I bought this game. I paid for this game. I enjoy playing this game. Rockstar, I'm going to play the game the way I enjoy playing it. I'm not going to participate in the BS that you want to try to force me to. But now with this announcement on the newswire and finally allowing people to do invite-only lobbies and do cell missions in there, well, it sounds like Rockstar is finally acknowledging that it was a bad decision, or at least acknowledging that it would be better if people could do their cell missions and not be griefed and harassed and bothered. But yeah, it took a long time, didn't it? It took long enough. Makes me think that maybe the demographic has shifted in the game. And what I mean by that is maybe nowadays the people who play this game the most are the ones who like the money grinding stuff. Maybe that's the majority of players now. And if it is, and all the griefers have moved on to, I don't know, whatever the new Call of Duty is, people who just insist that every game must be a crazy PvP experience. If they're not in the game as much anymore, well, then there's no reason to cater to them the way they were before, because they're not going to get any money out of them anyway. So yeah, I don't know the reasons, but I'm glad that they're making that change. I just think it's way overdue. And the other thing they announced, which I think is really good, and I guess it just depends on, how about this? It sounds good, but it depends on how far they go with it, is they talked about upping the payouts for other activities so that, and they specifically commented, so that you can do the stuff you like to do and still get to where you want to get to faster. And what they're addressing with that, and gosh, I can certainly relate to this, especially on my $1 billion grind, is that right now, Kaio is king for making money for the time spent. If you want to make money, if your goal is to earn money in game for whatever reason, you want to buy something, you want to do something, whatever, and you need the in-game cash to do it. If you're doing anything other than Kaio Perico solo, you are not getting the money as quickly as you could. So you can earn money faster with Kaio than any other activity, and not just a little bit, like by far, and especially as a solo player, because some people will say, yeah, but Mock, the casino heists are pretty decent too. Yeah, they are. They're not as good as Kaio though. They really aren't, and you can't do them solo. So you have to depend on other people to play with you to get the money by casino heist. So at the end of the day, for a solo grinder, Kaio is king, and it has been for quite a while. And there's no other activity in the game that comes even close for a solo player to earn that kind of money. Actually, these guys are over by mods, I think. Yeah, I see them. I'm going to come up on this ridge, and I'm just going to snipe their dumb butts. Look at these guys. I'm going to use explosive sniper, and I'm going to just blow up these cars. Boom, boom, boom. Anyone left? That guy. Wow, look at this guy standing still. All right. Tough guy, man. Still standing. Ninja Shooter. How you doing, buddy? Anyways, what was I? Let me just finish this mission out. So the payout. So Kaio is king. You know, you can't really make that kind of money doing anything else. And it seems like they were addressing that with the text. They said something to the effect of, what I took from it, the takeaway was, we want you to be able to do the stuff that you enjoy and still make the kind of money, you want to make. And so again, smart game design would allow that anyway. Smart game design wouldn't have one activity be so much more profitable than everything else, because then it makes people who want to earn feel like that's the activity they have to do. And they may not enjoy that activity as much as, some other ones. Like, for instance, how many times have I said on these streams, I love races. I love land races. Races are, to me, one of the most fun activities you can do in this game. But the fact of the matter is, I can't get anyone to join me in a race because no one wants to waste their time doing it because it doesn't pay anything. So yeah, if they would up the payouts of other stuff, to even 75% of what you can make doing Kaio. So what would that mean for a race, for instance? Right now, if you do a 5-minute race, you'll probably walk away with about like $3,000. Because I think it's time-based, how much time you spend in the race or something that affects the payout on it.
Just to let you know.
And so if I'm going to spend 5 minutes on a race, to earn $3,000, multiply that out, and let's not forget, it takes time between races to get them set up and get them launched and everything. So probably if you're doing 5-minute races, you can probably get, maybe 8 or 9 of them done in an hour. I think you'd be hard pressed to get 10 of them done, because it's going to take, well, let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's say you've got a playlist and you're just flying through them, and you don't really have to worry too much about in between race setup. And so you're just going from race to race quickly, and you can get, say, 10 of them done in an hour if they're 5-minute races. So with that in mind, if you could earn $3,000 per race, and that's only if you win, by the way, of course, but we always win, don't we? You can earn a max of like $30,000 doing that in an hour. Okay. Or I could run Kaio. It'll take me 50 minutes from start to finish on average, and I'll walk away with 1.5 million on average. I mean, it makes It makes it so that racing is so much a waste of time comparatively that people won't do it. And so that's been the problem. Let me call for my Kasaka here because I think I saw the cool off message for the next Kaio. Speaking of grinding, should let me make sure on my phone here. Tony, Pavel, yes, things are ready. Okay. All right. So if they're going to adjust it and they're going to up the payouts on that stuff, that's great. But they're going to have to do it significantly, though. If they only like just double it or something, so now you can make 6,000, people still aren't going to do it. It's going to feel like too much of a waste of time still. I would say if they brought it to within range of being able to make 75% of what you made for Kaio, if you could make that much doing races, well, then people will probably start doing races and other activities. Basically, anything they buff to try to make it, more valuable to do so that people will do these other things other than Kaio, they're going to have to bring them the money you can make in them to a reasonable percentage of what you can make doing Kaio. So if you can make $1.5 million in an hour doing Kaio, then you're going to have to be able to make at least 75% of 1.5 million. Well, I guess it would be 750 would be the 75% of the million, and then what, 375? So you have to be able to make about $1 million an hour doing this stuff. So I would expect to be able to make about $100,000 per race instead of 3,000 if we want to maintain that level. And then I could do, in an hour, I could make about 75% of what I make for the same time, 75% of what I make in Kaio. So again, I like the fact that they've addressed it, that they've said, hey, we understand, you don't just want to do Kaio. We understand that, you want to do these other activities, but you don't because they just don't earn enough. And I get, and we get that. And so we're going to address that. So I'm glad to hear them say that. I'm glad to hear them say they're going to address it. But will they address it enough? Because like I say, if they just double the payouts, it's not going to make any difference. Nobody's going to run races, even at double money. I mean, they had triple money on land races the other week, and I still couldn't get hardly any races. So that should tell them, we need to seriously up the payouts on this stuff if we want people to actually start doing these other activities. I also don't understand why we can't have our versus modes in game all the time. Like Top Fun, it was in the other week. It's one of my favorite modes. Nice. This is the best bunker cell mission there is. They put Top Fun in a couple weeks ago, probably because of the movie coming out. And the unprofessionals and I actually spent a fair amount of time playing it. And it's one of my favorite game modes. It's so much fun. If you haven't seen Top Fun, check out some of my streams from a couple weeks ago when I was playing with the unprofessionals. And yeah, basically one team's in jet fighters and lasers. The other team is either in a car or a motorcycle or a slower plane, depending on which version of Top Fun you're playing. My favorite one is with the motorcycles coming out of Zancudo. And the people on the motorcycles are trying to get across the map to a certain finish point. And the people in the jets are trying to take them down. And it's a lot of fun. It's one of the most fun game modes they've ever had in this game. And for whatever reason, it's not always available. They delete it out of the game and you can't play it. And I created a playlist with it, as a matter of fact, just to see if I could still play it after they removed it again. And I can't. My playlist is now empty, and it warns me that, the jobs that I had in it must have been deleted. So why is that stuff not always available? Why do they need to take that out? For what reason? I just feel like there's so many design decisions made by these guys that prevent you from doing what it is you want to do in the game. And I don't understand their logic. I just don't. I don't get it. You went to the trouble to create these game modes and people love them. So you can't have people enjoying your game, so you must take it out and remove it? Whoa. How does that make sense? Someone please explain that to me. But anyways, a lot of the stuff mentioned in this Newswire article, though, was pretty positive stuff. It just, like I said, it depends on how far they're going to go with it. They're going to increase payouts to other activities so that something other than Kaio is attractive. Fine. Are they going to increase it enough? Or are they just going to do something cheap, like I said, like double the payouts, and it's not going to make any difference anyways, and nobody's, still nobody's going to run it. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. They also didn't really give a time frame for all this. My assumption is that it's going to be the summer DLC, like, starting on, what did we say, July 19th? We're thinking it's going to come down. My assumption is that that's when all this is going to go into effect. But they didn't say for sure. They didn't promise any particular time frame on it. I want to say the biggest news to come out of it. I mean, it's funny. They kind of sidetracked me off of the main thing. What we were all really wondering about is what is the additional content going to be. This announcement they made has kind of like taken the emphasis off of that and put it into the, oh my gosh, look at the changes they're making to the stuff that's always been around, being able to do the cell missions and invite only, nerfing the Mark II, making other activities more profitable. Like all these announcements have kind of overshadowed what we were all really looking forward to, which is, well, what is the new DLC? What is the new content that's going to be added to the game? There's only a very little bit said about that. They mentioned new contact missions where you can be sworn in as an IAA officer. Now, to me, that sounds like cops and crooks. And I don't know, if it's going to be a true like cops and crooks type game mode. But it's interesting to me that it certainly doesn't suggest anything about Michael or a movie business, which is what everyone has been saying for months now. Let me do my spin here. Come on, mystery prize. And then if I do get the mystery prize, come on, lost slam ban. Yeah, no, $30,000. I'm never gonna get that. I'm never gonna get that slam ban. It's just not gonna happen. All right, we'll go to visitor bonus and get back out of the casino here. So, what is the update going to be? Is it going to be a Cops and Crooks update after all, which is what people have been wanting for so long also? Is it going to be true Cops and Crooks, or is it just going to be some kind of like bastardized similar kind of thing? It's not really clear to me what it is, because Rockstar, as usual, is very much mum's the word. But if they hold true to their normal MO, then most likely Rockstar will release a YouTube video next week, like a week or so from now, and they will probably, give more in-depth details about what's coming, what the new stuff is going to be. So I'm hoping a week from now, we will know a lot more, and we'll actually see a little bit of footage of it and see what it looks like. Right now, all we have is that one little picture of the guy with the IAA badge. And actually, you know what, guys? I'm done with the daily grind stuff now. I've done my, I did my Kaio, I sold my nightclub, I collected the safes, I did my bunker sale, I did my lucky wheel spin. I could do a payphone hit. I guess I really should. That's supposed to be part of the daily routine, so let me just knock that out. Daily routine's also supposed to include 2 Kaios, but I don't think anyone wants to sit through all the setup again right now, because, how many times have y'all seen it? Like 40,000 at this point? I've said before, I wish I could have a counter how many Caio Pericos I've done, because it's got to be like across like the generations that I've done it. It's got to be like over 100 times. It's got to be done. In fact, it's got to be more. It's got to be a couple hundred, I would think. I have done it so many times. So we will jump up here. Call Franklin. Actually, get rid of my texts. Oh, Exemplar or Serrano. Okay. I might keep an eye out for those while I'm driving around. Let's give Franklin a call.
Yo, what you need?
And payphone hit. Which the call. Alright, it's going to be the founder, or the co-founder, whatever. Woof. Okay. Crashing into everything as I try to take off here. So which one is it going to be? So he's at the easy location. I'm hoping it'll be the sniper rifle, where I just have to snipe his engine block. That's the easiest one to do. If it's the one where you have to light him on fire, that can be... Oh, cool. Scoped rifle. All right. Sweet. Sweet. What I will usually do for that is I'll set myself up on top of the Los Santos car meet. And I will just stand up here, and I've got a perfectly clear shot across the way. Do not use the explosive, though. I found that out the hard way. You won't get credit for it otherwise. There's always this dude standing here. Annoying. I don't know why it's annoying. It just is. Good, he's running. And there's this guy standing over here too. And if you're on your oppressor mark 2, that's the other thing. I've got a couple minutes till this guy comes out anyway, so I can screw around. If you're on your oppressor mark 2, there's this black tornado car that it locks onto for some reason. Look at this. I don't know why it locks onto this car. Like, I don't know what it is about this car that makes it lock on. It's obviously like being identified as an enemy car for some reason, and it's got someone in there too. You know, I never actually looked. Let me go to first person view. Who's in this car? It's like a girl. Huh. Kind of freaky looking too. What happens if you take the car, I wonder? What's up? What's up, girl? Oh, she got out. And she's standing there. Oh, look at her face, man. Look at the face tattoos. Freaky looking girl. And this guy too. You know what I almost feel like, and it wouldn't be the first time they did something like this. So we know the co-founder for this mission, he's in a motel room. The story goes he's in the motel room with a prostitute right now. And we're waiting for him to come out, and we're going to blow him up when he takes off. But you got that car sitting there with that guy and that girl sitting in there, and it, for some reason, targets that car when you go over there. I wonder if originally... like if they're part of the setup or something, I don't know, and maybe that was supposed to originally be the prostitute that he's in the room with or something. I don't know. But they are clearly significant characters, and that car is clearly significant for some reason because it's always there, and like I say, the oppressor targets that car. Actually, now that she's out of the car, I wonder if it would still target it. I should have checked that to see if it was the car or if it was her that the oppressor was targeting. I don't really have the time now because there's less than 30 seconds he's going to be coming out, and I want to be over here and ready for him. I'm going to check that next time. I'm going to get her out of the car like that, and then I'm going to see if the oppressor targeting is actually on her or if it's on the car. But it's kind of reminds me of the Terabyte client jobs, the one for diamonds. when you go to bring the diamonds up to the girl who's waiting for you up at the vineyards, there's like a ghost version of her and her car down by the waterfall thing. That's just kind of like in there, but it's clearly like some kind of weird glitch. I'm wondering if this is something similar, if this was supposed to be something more with this mission. They didn't end up doing it, but they never took these characters out, to this guy and this girl and this car. So I don't know. Just something I've noticed. So once he gets in the car, I will shoot it with my scoped rifle. It might take a couple shots, but then the car will blow up and the mission will be complete. And it is an easy 85K. Whoops, he crashes. There we go. Easy 85K. Now, did those other people disappear after that? I wonder, are they still there? Nope. They're gone. They vanished as soon as that happened. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. It's just one of those things. I think it's like kind of like something they put in that was maybe supposed to be part of the mission. It ended up not being part of the mission, but they left like the characters there and the car there. So let me deposit the cash. And I think it's time to go to Freeroam. Done all the grinding I'm going to do for tonight. All right, so I will turn off my firewall. Whoops, got Martin calling.
What's up with you? Why have you been ignoring me? So rude, so very rude.
Give me just a moment here. Firewall, access control, edit, and allow. All right. Let me log out of this. All right, firewall rule is off. I am now allowing my Xbox to talk to other Xboxes. So let me actually set my spawn location to something other than Kasaka. Spawn in my auto shop, actually. Yeah, that'll work. Find new session. One of the things I like to do in a free roam session when I have randoms is if I have any auto deliveries to do, I like to do those. So we will see. Hopefully we get a good lobby with a lot of people in it. It's Friday night. It should be. Seems kind of quiet tonight, though. Seems kind of dead. We're missing some of our regulars. Like, we don't got Zephyr or Mr. Five or Donald Wiener or Yorick, of course, is on a very different time zone from us. So we'll only get to see Yorick in here if we get to like 2 or 3 in the morning, and we're not going to be getting that late. I'll tell you that. Yorick is also really burned out on GTA. He tried to stream it the other week, and he even titled it "Trying to Like GTA" or something like that. We'll see. He might be done with the game for now. Maybe we won't see him until GTA 6. The faster loading screens have expanded and enhanced. Awesome. Just awesome, Rockstar. But I'll tell you what, I do sympathize with the professional on the whole Red Dead thing, in the sense that they pretty much said flat out they're not going to be releasing any more big content for it. I mean, it was a pretty harsh newswire for Red Dead fans. I mean, and they worded it so politically, but it was, so politically nice they worded it. But what they basically said was, we're going to continue to focus. We're going to continue to focus on weekly events on the content that's in the game, rather than focusing on like a big themed content to be added. So it was basically a translation. We're not releasing anything large for this game anytime soon. So what do we got? Really, 3 people? Yeah. Let me put my vehicle away. Let me save my game progress under style. All right, I'm going to jump lobbies again. See if... am I only live on YouTube? Yes. Yes, I only stream on YouTube. I'm not on Twitch or anything like that. I do have a Twitch account. I've never really gotten into Twitch that much. So let's see if we can get a lobby with more people. There were only 3 people in that lobby, including me, so I want at least like 20 some. Might be a dead night in the game, though. Don't know. Don't know. Like I said, it feels kind of quiet in general in this game lately. It is summertime, though. People don't tend to sit like in front of their consoles as much during the summer as they do during the winter. That's why typically the December DLC is usually much larger than the summer one. All right, what do we got this time? How many people in here? 10 people. That's a little better. Anyone I know? Nope. Nobody I know. All right, well, there's at least people moving around. I really wanted over 20 people. And what happened to my chalkboard? There's supposed to be a list of exotic export cars here on the wall, and it like has been missing for the last couple weeks. I'm not sure what's up with that. I do still find the exotic export cars out there. But looks like we got people messing around out there, and even in the area. So we'll see if we can get some entertainment out of this. So here's what I'll typically do. I'll turn off my radar completely. Whoops. So I can't see. And player overhead will also be off. And also under online options, I think there's something for that there too. Player overhead display, none. There we go. So we're pretty much blind, and we're gonna try to do these deliveries. I will have to pull up the map for a moment when I first leave so I can see where I'm delivering to, but then after that I will fly blind on it. So respray midnight blue. Oh, one of my favorite colors. Midnight blue, lovely. Absolutely lovely. I like that color. Not with those wheels, but the paint I do like. Performance upgrades, sports suspension, sports transmission, and street brakes. Bodywork. We got exhaust, big bore exhaust. Scoop version 2 flag. Oh, we'll do hood, classic sport hood. Nice. And then the roof. Livery RQD, scoop V2 flag, livery RQD. There we go. And then wheels. We're definitely going to change those wheel color. I'll tell you that. Red and blue. It's like it's got a Superman thing going on here. Stovetop mesh. Ugh. Ugh. Really? Yuck. That is a nasty looking rim. Wheel color. Just go with black. Go as nondescript as possible with the dark color. Confirm. So this is a mid-range car. The high-range ones cost us like $35,000. It cost us $50,000. This only costs $35,000. And let's see where we're going, shall we? Okay, we're going to the canals. from the look of it. Kind of a weird one. Okay, well, whatever. Actually, no, I'm familiar with that one. So, we're blind. We have no radar. We don't have names over players. And I have to obey traffic lights. It is so tense because you have no idea if anyone's coming up on us or not. Now, there's only 10 people in the lobby. This is definitely more fun with like 20-some. But the people, when I was looking before I turned my radar off, the people were milling around in this area. So we'll see if any of them decide to come after us. Now, I have to obey traffic laws up until somebody attacks me. When somebody attacks me, I'm out of here. I will take off. I'm not going to sit at a red light while there's, you know, bullets flying. And I'm not sure. Someone last week said no, so maybe not. I'm not sure if, because I'm doing an auto shop delivery, I'm not sure if my icon on the radar, remember, just because I turned my radar off doesn't mean they have. They can still see me on the radar. I'm not sure if I have a special icon now because I'm doing a auto shop delivery, or if I'm still just the regular circle. I don't know the answer to that. So they may not even be able to tell that I'm doing this, that I'm doing an auto shop delivery. Is there anybody around? Yep. Light always changes when I look away from it. Oops. I have to turn left in this lane. Well, I might cut that bus off when the light changes. You ever try to drive in Los Santos and actually obey the traffic signals? It's challenging. The impulse is to, I'm going to beat this bus. All right. The impulse is, of course, to, I'm going to change lanes here. To just fly through everything and fly around everybody. Oh, you know, I actually want to turn left. I think this is where I want it. I think. It's either this one or the next one. Guess we'll find out. I mean, either street will work for me. Now, I think that green light is only for the left turn and not for going through. I think the light on the right is, or in the middle, you could say, is probably the one that talks. That is for going straight through here on this intersection. Okay, yep, there we go. I still speed, I just, uh-oh. Now, I think that might be another player. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, he's having a look. He's having a look. I'm just minding my own business, sir. He doesn't seem to be coming after me. Okay, he went on. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he's going to come back around or not. You never know with people. You never know. Oh, yeah, he came around. Oh, boy, he's in front of me now. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? He moved on. Always very tense when when someone comes up and starts giving you a hard look when you're doing this. Oh, that was the other thing. So I don't know whether I have any kind of special icon on the radar for doing this. I don't think that I do. The other thing is, I'm not sure if heat seeking can lock onto me either. Like, when you're doing CEO vehicle exports, like someone on an Oppressor Mark II, they're not able to lock onto your car when you're doing that kind of mission. I don't know if that's also true for this mission. Like, I don't know if like an Oppressor could lock onto this car or not while I'm driving it. So, oh boy, this guy is still here. Oh, he's hitting me, and I got a green light. Not sure. Do I bolt, or do I play it cool? I'm going to run the red light. Oh, this car. Pulled right in front of me. And I pulled right in front. I'm out. I'm out. He's probably not gonna. No, get out of my way. All right, I'm out of here. And I don't think I can outrun him. Not in this thing. But I can at least try to get down to the delivery. I don't know where he is. If he's coming after me or not. I think I just missed my turn, though. Which kind of sucks. No, that was not my turn. It's actually down here. See, this is the other problem with the radar. Sometimes I do get a little bit lost. Here it is. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. Oof. We definitely did a little bit of damage to this car, but that's okay. I think it's on this street here. No? I might have to pull up the, I might need to pull the radar back up again. I feel like I'm a little bit lost. Is it maybe this street? I know it's here in the canals. Might be one more street down. And then to the left. No, it's not. Okay, I'm going to have to... Okay, you know what? It wasn't in the main canals. It was over in this part, actually. I kept saying the canals. That's not really right. It's down in, like, the Vespucci Beach area here is where it was. I misread that when I looked at the map. Did I? Yeah, I went the wrong way. It's back here. Okay, well, so it can be a little bit challenging when you don't have the radar on. But we did get the delivery in, just with a few little dings. Panicked a little bit when that guy came up next to us, but that's all right. And how many people are in this lobby now? I guess we'll wait for this. This delivered window, like, sits way too long. We only lost like $600 on it anyway. And I'm going to deposit the cash right away.
Right on. Hey, buddy. We're still running tomorrow, right? Right.
All right. Oh, and yeah, after all the other stuff. So yeah, we're at like 374.8 almost. So we're like 375 million. So that means it took us 4 weeks to get $75 million, which is a really slow rate for me. It's not, like I said, it's not even 20 million a week. All right. So there's only 8 people in this lobby. I'm going to jump again. I'm going to jump sessions again just because... Oh, hey, Zephyr, man. Yeah. The cell missions and private lobby. Yes, that is going to be good, man. That is going to be good. They finally listened to us. I actually talked about this a little while ago already, but I don't mind talking about it again. It's absolutely huge news. I don't know if you've watched like all the videos from the various YouTubers on this update, though. Like, I watched videos by TGG, by Tylarius, by Harm None, kind of an up-and-coming guy I like, and then also The Professional. The Professional's video on it was like one big rant about how Red Dead Online is not getting any love, and I totally get it. He's so right about it. The way they worded that about Red Dead in that announcement was, I mean, it made me cringe. They basically said, as politically as they could, yeah, we're not going to give you any updates. But they said it in a way, it was like, we're going to focus on, really good weekly events and things like related to the content we already have, rather than on a large themed update with a lot of new content. I mean, they said it like it was such a nice thing, but it was a total fu to the Red Dead Online community. It really was. Hey, look, 25 people finally. There we go. Now there's a good lobby. But yeah, I feel for it. So Professional's video is a little bit hard to watch because it's one big rant about Red Dead Online. I think Tylarius's video is probably the best one on it. I agree with pretty much all of his takes. The short version being the nerf to the Oppressor Mark II is probably going to hurt money grinders more than it's going to hurt griefers. I agree with that. I don't see people griefing in the Mark II as much as they used to anymore. As a matter of fact, I was saying earlier that surprisingly, I see people griefing in the Sparrow a lot. Like people flying up in the Sparrow and shooting me on the ground with their missiles. And I know they don't have heat seeking, by the way, when they're doing that. So it's stunning to me. They're like really good at it somehow. So there's that. And then of course there's jet griefers, which have always been around and that's always going to be kind of the go-to, I think, for most griefers. But I don't even see griefing from Mark IIs as much as I used to. Not saying it doesn't exist, of course it does, but it's not as prevalent as it was, say, 3 years ago. But anyways, so I feel like the nerf to the Mark II is probably, like Tylarius says, it's going to be hurting money grinders more than it's going to be hurting griefers. The other thing I will say, as far as doing cell missions in invite-only lobbies, I'm glad they're doing it. I really am. I mean, it actually makes my firewall rule pointless. I don't have to block anymore. I can just do an invite-only session and then I can still do everything I want to do. The only thing I will say about it is it should have always been this way. You should have always been able to do that. I'm glad they're finally acknowledging it. I am. But I'm a little bit irritated too, just because I think to myself, I've been saying this for years, guys. Your boneheaded decisions from Rockstar about game design. Yeah, let's put the people selling in missions, let's put them in really vulnerable vehicles like the post-op van. Let's put a big red flashing mark on them on the radar so that everyone knows where they are and what they're doing. And let's also spam out a message to everyone else in the lobby that someone's trying to move product and you should go blow them up. And then, of course, here come the Oppressor Mark IIs. I mean, it was such a broken game design to begin with. I mean, I'm sorry, that is so broken. And that's why, by the way, that's why I never felt bad about my firewall rules. Because my opinion has always been, look, Rockstar, I bought this game. You've put this content in the game, meaning the businesses and the cell missions. I want to play that, but you set it up in a way that makes it impossible to do, where anyone can just F up my game if they feel like it. And of course, all the 12-year-olds feel like it. So I've never felt bad about doing my firewall block so that I could have a solo public lobby. But I am glad that they finally allowed it in private lobbies. But again, it should have been that way from the very beginning. Here's what I will say about it, though. Think about it for a minute. Ask yourself why. Why are they suddenly making that change after all these years? Why are they suddenly going to allow us to sell in invite-only lobbies? I'll tell you what I think. I think it's because the majority of the player base at this point are probably the grinders now. The people who like to do the businesses and the sales and stuff like that. I want to say 3-4 years ago, the majority of the players were probably the Oppressor Mark II kiddies who like to fly around and blow everyone up, in their head-to-toe combat gear with their night vision goggles. You know what I'm talking about, the uber tryhards. I think that used to be the majority of the player base. But I think these days it's shifted, and now the people who are still playing this game now are the ones who truly enjoy the actual content in the game, the businesses, the money making and stuff like that. And so it's finally become, it finally makes sense to Rockstar to cater to the larger group and the player base to get the most money out of them. So that's what I think. I mean, obviously, I don't know. That's all conjecture on my part. But if I had to guess why they suddenly decided to make that decision, that would be it. The other thing I talked about too was they're talking about increasing payouts to other activities so that people can do the stuff that they enjoy and get to what they want more quickly. Now, that's also a really significant thing to say. And I really like it, by the way, too, because it shows the mindset they're at when they say, let you do the stuff you like to do and still make decent money. What they're talking about is they're acknowledging the fact that people are sick of Cayo Perico being the only thing you can do to max your money. That, maybe they'd like to run races, maybe they'd like to run other modes, other jobs, but it's just not worth it money-wise to do it. So they almost like feel bad doing it because, they could be making way more money doing Cayo. And it sounds to me like they're addressing that. And they're saying, if we have Cayo paying this out, what's really the reason not to have similar payouts for other activities? What's the reason? Why? Because it doesn't make sense? Come on. Does Cayo really make sense? Let's not even use that, because this whole game doesn't make sense when you think about it. If you can make X amount of money doing Cayo, then why wouldn't you make it so that other activities can make similar money? Why not? Why not? And then, like they say, people can do what they enjoy. I love races. You know this. Zephyr, you've watched enough of me. I love racing. But the truth is, I can never get people into races. Nobody wants to race because there's not enough money in doing it. And so racing, it just doesn't happen. There's not enough people willing to do it, so you can't have good races. If they increase the payout of races, to be even close to Cayo, well, then absolutely, I think we'll see we'll see an explosion in all the other activities finally. People, the stuff people like to do but felt like they couldn't because there was just no money in it. It feels like a waste when you do it. So I really like that part of the post. The only thing I will say is, how far are they going to go with it? Are they going to go far enough? Because if they're just going to double the race payouts, it's not going to make any difference. I mean, the discrepancy in money you earn from races versus Cayo is so huge. They have to make a massive, massive adjustment to make it so that people will start doing the races. I mean, heck, they had land races on triple money a couple weeks ago, and still hardly anybody did it. Still, even on triple money, people hardly ran the races. That's how bad the payouts are comparatively to what they're expecting. So I did the math a little while ago earlier in the stream, and I think what I came up with was if a 5-minute race could earn you around like 90 grand, then probably at that point people will start doing the races again, because they'll be fun again. Because if you can do let's say a max of 10 5-minute races in an hour, you can make $900,000 in that hour doing it. Then at that point it becomes still not as good as Cayo, but comparable, like good enough. Like it definitely makes it worth doing. And I think we'd start to see people, but I don't know if they're going to go that far. I don't know if they're going to raise the payouts on these things high enough to make a difference. I guess we'll see. And then the other thing too is time frame. When is it all going to happen? Is it all going to happen on the major DLC? Is all this going into play on July 19th with the new DLC update? Or is this something that is just like coming in the coming months? They didn't really clarify that either. They didn't clarify the time frame for all of these. I don't know if it's all coming at once or if it's just going to be spread out over the next several months. But anyway, so we got a pretty full lobby here. We got 23 people in it. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I've got my radar off and names over players off and all that stuff. So what are we? Okay, service the vehicle. All right, ultra blue. I don't know if I like that color. I like midnight blue better. So ultra blue. Am I missing it? There it is. Yeah, I don't like that blue as much. Performance upgrades. Oops, got my mic a little high here. EMS upgrade 1. Street trans. And turbo tuning. Hood carbon detail. Front bumpers, secondary color splitter. And exhaust, large oval. Wheel type will be high end on this car, really? Merci. I think I'm gonna black out the wheel. Like, I don't like matching like the rims with the paint that way. I like the contrast more. Why explosives? Why do I suddenly have the ability to put explosives on this thing? What is that about? Why would I put explosives on the customer car? I don't think I've ever seen that before. It's usually just confirm, isn't it? I don't know why that's there. All right, well, it's a high-end vehicle. It's going to be 50 grand to do it. And I don't know what's up with the explosives. I haven't noticed that before. Maybe that's always been there. I just didn't see it, but it seems weird. Okay, so I do need to pull up the map for 1 second. Just, oh boy, there's an oppressor. Okay, we're over on the coast, so we will head out and see what happens. Oh my. And I got to obey the traffic lights at least until unless someone attacks me. If someone attacks me, I will run, of course. Very tense. Always tense. We got a lobby full of people. We've got an oppressor Mark II in the air, a couple blocks over. This could end very badly. We will see. Oh, yeah, that's a player. And he just drove off, though, which is fine. It's always tense to sit at a red light when there's other players pulling up on you. You just never know what they're going to do. Boy, these are the slowest traffic lights. Sometimes if I look away, I'll get them to change. Not that time. Okay, they changed. What kind of car is this, by the way? Oh, it's an Ubermacht SC1. That's a supercar. Oh, I need to get over a lane. Oh, I just heard an explosion, guys. I just heard an explosion off a couple blocks away. People are running. People are panicking. I'm just waiting on the green light. There we go. There's the green light. I think that's an NPC next to me. I don't think that's a player. But people are freaking out, though. Doesn't seem like anyone's coming my way right now. It's always scary when you're blind, though, with no radar. And explosions just rocking the city right now. This NPC in front of me is driving very wonky. Kind of a janky lane change there. Hey, I've got the lights on my side, man. We're making some time through here. Oh, I do have a red light here, though. Looks like a cop chopper with the spotlight on, so someone's got a wanted level, I'm gonna guess. I just heard another explosion. Ooh, this is not a calm city. This is definitely a better lobby than the last one, though. The last one was so quiet. I did have that one guy follow me for a bit, but he didn't do anything. Again, I don't know if I have a special symbol on the radar. I don't think that I do. And I also don't know whether or not the Mark II can lock onto me. I'm not sure about that. As long as I'm doing this delivery vehicle, it might not be able to be locked onto with a homing missile. I should probably figure that out definitively. Never really see anyone doing this, though. Man, the explosions. Come on, traffic light. Change. Change. There we go. I don't care if I speed a little. Oh, I need to go through. And that was only for left turns, I bet. Okay, my bad. I did just run a red light, although it turned green as I was going through the intersection, so. Wasn't the worst crossing ever. It's a right turn only lane. Oh well. Now here we don't have a light, we just have a stop sign. Cars are freaking out. Oof. Being a little reckless here on the ramp. I've got good reason though. I keep hearing explosions behind me. Whoops, that's the horn. So I don't see anyone coming up. Hopefully we'll get this delivery. So since restarting the stream, I have not seen any of those buffering issues. But like I said, I did turn my bitrate down from 18,000 to 13,000. So I'm at 13 megabit upstream now. Hopefully the quality is not impacted too hard by that. And honestly, if that's the difference, but I've got such a huge upward bandwidth on my internet connection, I'm going to say it might be my computer at that point, because obviously my computer has to work a lot harder to encode at 18 megabit per second than it does at 13 megabit per second. So that might be the issue. It might be actually my computer. You know, it's an old rig. I built it in 2017, so it's going on like 5 years old now. It just might be it. I don't know. I don't know. So we got that delivery done. Wait for the announcement to clear. There we go. That's the Santa. And I'm going to deposit the money. All right, so what I'm going to do now, we've got the two sales done. Is there still 20-some people in here? There is. Request me personal vehicle, which is my Oppressor Mark II. And, you know, I guess I can put my radar back on at this point. I don't have to play blind anymore. Under options, player overhead display name. There we go. Now if anyone creeps on me, I can see. Always scary. Always scary to be blind in a lobby full of like 20-some people. Yeah, never know what's coming your way. Turn off my homing, though. I don't want any misunderstandings. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm really curious as to why the chalkboard is gone from my auto shop. It's really kind of annoying. I'm going to see if I can find any of the exotic export cars. I'm going to start. Oof, man, I almost wrecked. I'm going to head out. I'm going to kind of avoid people if I can for the moment. I'm not looking to get into like a fight. I mean, that's not usually required to wind up in a fight anyways. In this game, people will come looking for one from you. But I'm going to try to avoid people for right now and see if I can collect the exotic export vehicles. You know, the other thing that was talked about in the Rockstar Newswire, I know we said maybe the whole IAA thing, maybe the actual big DLC, the new content is going to be like Cops and Crooks instead of this Michael movie thing. That was the other takeaway from all that. Kind of ironically, Mr. You-Know-Who for the You-Know-What is a YouTuber I'm not a fan of. But when I saw the Newswire article and was immediately reminded of Cops and Crooks because of that whole IAA thing, you can get sworn in as an IAA officer for these missions, makes me think Cops and Crooks. And so I started Googling searching on YouTube, GTA Online Cops and Crooks update, that sort of thing. And amazingly, Mr. You-Know-Who, he had a video out in the beginning of June actually claiming that the update could be Cops and Crooks from some other sporadic leak. Now that guy releases 50 million videos a day, all claiming so many things that, I mean, a friend of mine made the comment, yeah, well, even a broken clock is right, twice a day. But anyways, it was amazing to me that he had the video saying that, and now the Rockstar Newswire is saying, hey, you could be like an IAA agent, and it does sound kind of like a Cops and Crooks kind of thing. So if that guy ends up being right about it, that's just going to be kind of ironic, because everybody knows he's nothing but clickbait, and he's never right about anything. But then if he's actually right about this one, that would make me laugh. We'll see though. We'll see. They didn't touch much on it. They just said, some new missions where you can be an officer, and so we'll see. We'll see if it's Cops and Crooks type DLC. The other thing that they mentioned that kind of didn't get touched on too much was, and it's down in the Red Dead section, when they were kind of explaining why they weren't working on any big new content update for Red Dead, they mentioned that they've been pulling more and more resources into developing the next title for GTA. So most of us are thinking, that common sense dictates that would be GTA 6. Of course, I hate the fact that they're not saying that they're just saying the next entry in the series. It kind of bothers me a little bit that they're not saying GTA 6 because, at this point, yeah, you know what? Actually, I see the exotic export out there on my radar, the blue dot. I'm flying toward it now. It kind of bothers me that they're not saying GTA 6. They just keep saying the next entry, because now I'm wondering, well, what is it going to be? Is it going to be something, something totally different? Is it not going to be GTA 6? Is it going to be? Please tell me it's not GTA 4 remastered. Something like that. This guy is like flying at me. Not sure what he's doing. I heard tone lock. I hope at this point he realizes that I don't have homing on, because when he flew out in front of me, he probably noticed that he didn't hear a tone lock. Anyways, I hope it is GTA 6, but that's the other part. Let's just assume that it is. That's the other part that kind of flew under the radar on the whole announcement. Is okay, so they're ramping up development of GTA 6. So this is an exotic export. This is a Serrano. This is also a Simeon vehicle, which means I could turn this in either way. I could turn it into Simeon, or I could turn it into exotic exports. I'm going to do exotic exports though, because Simeon vehicles spawn pretty easily, and these are a little bit harder to come by, so take a little more work. Oof. And actually, damage doesn't matter for exotic exports. So, okay. And to make sure, look at this NPC. Are you kidding me? Now, for this, I absolutely do have a special icon on the map. Right now, to all the other players, I appear on the radar as a large yellow anchor. So they all know, anyone looking at me on the radar knows exactly what I'm doing right now, unless they don't know what the symbol means. And they may come after me and try to prevent me from delivering this. It wouldn't surprise me. It's the kind of thing people like to interfere with. In fact, I see someone coming up to my road. He's moving a little slow though, but okay, he's coming this way. Whether he's coming after me or if he's just happening to come this way, I don't know. Unfortunately, the Serrano is not a very drivable car. It doesn't handle very well, so I can't push it too hard. Oh, yeah, he's definitely coming this way. Hopefully he's just going to the casino or something. But who knows? We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. If he passes by the casino and continues to follow me, then I'm going to assume that he is chasing. Nope, he went to the casino. Nice. There we go. Right as I crashed too. That was fortunate for me. Man, these NPCs just will not give me a break, man. I'm glad. One thing I'm glad about with the exotic export is the damage doesn't matter. You still get full price for the car. That, as opposed to Simeon deliveries. Okay. Not that I want to damage the car this badly, but I do want to keep it, decent. But anyway, sometimes you can't help it. But at least it doesn't cost any money. Whereas with Simeon, at this point, there'd be like $5,000 knocked off of it. I wouldn't get anywhere near full price from Simeon right now. I will say the Simeon structure is a little more realistic. Typically, if you deliver a totaled car, you're not going to get full price for it. But anyways, almost to the docks. Whoops. Man, this thing is so hard to control, man. You know what? I'm just going to cut through here. Why not? But the Serrano does not handle well. Like, of the higher end sports cars, it's one of the least friendly on the road. It is sports, right? Yeah, it is. And all right, I see a sparrow going by up there, I think. No, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's not a sparrow. It might be a buzzard, actually. For a second, he looked like he was coming my way, but I thought he was doing the business battle stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. At any rate, he didn't blow me up. I don't think they get missile lock on these either, on the exotic export vehicles. I don't think they get missile lock on that either. All right. So let me call for my oppressor. Whoops. Well, that was an uneventful delivery, fortunately. And yeah, so this is a good example, by the way, and they didn't specifically say anything about buffing these, but I really enjoy, oops, there, turn off my homing. I really enjoy hunting for the exotic export cars. It's one of my favorite activities to do. I mean, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, isn't it? You know, it's you're hunting around the map, you find them, then you got to get them, you know, and deliver them in, and that's just, I don't know, it's just like relaxing. It's like such a chill thing to do. It's fun. But they only pay 20 grand a car, and they you know, you get a 100 grand bonus if you deliver all 10 of them on the list. So if they're going to be buffing payouts, I mean, let's be honest here. Sometimes these car delivery payouts are really unrealistic, like unrealistically low. I mean, these cars, some of them that we deliver to the docks, some of them sell for like millions of dollars, and yet you only get like 20 grand when you turn it in. That always annoyed me about a lot of the car selling stuff, that, you know, these cars are $3+ million, but you go to sell them in the various missions and stuff, whatever, and you don't even get 100 grand for them. And it's like, I feel like, I don't know. They definitely should be increasing the payouts on those. And if they're really interested in making other stuff, you know, more profitable so that you can do stuff you enjoy, this would be one that I would love to see get buffed. I'd love to see, instead of 20 grand a car, I'd like to see 100 grand per car, and then maybe a $1 million bonus to deliver all 10. And I know that might sound like it's really, really high, like a really like over payout, but consider the amount of time it takes you to get all 10. If you have to run your pattern, like I've got a pattern that I run that I'm doing right now to find all these things, it can take you easily 2.5 to 3 hours. Like, I don't think I've ever done it in under 2 hours that I've gotten all 10. And oftentimes it takes like around 3. So let's just say 2.5 hours is the average amount of time it takes to do it. Well, in that time, you could do 2 Kaios and be mostly set up on the next one on the third, and you could have pulled $3 million in pay. So I don't think $2 million for the same amount of time spent is that unreasonable when you consider, again, the economy of the game, not just you know, whether the payout should be that high. So if they did 100 grand per car on these and then gave you $1 million bonus for getting all 10, I think that would put it much more in line. And then I would be able to do this more often because, like I said, this is something that I really enjoy doing. This is an activity that I have a lot of fun with, hunting these things down and getting them and delivering them. But the truth of the matter is they don't pay anything. So it's just, you know, one of those things where I almost never do it because of that. Oh, I think I see it appeared. I don't know if it appeared for somebody else or if it must have appeared because someone else was closer to it. I don't know, because I definitely was not in range to see that appear, but I saw it come on just right now. So here we go. Car number 2. I'm going to go ahead and return my oppressor. But yeah, so what kind of car is this? The Feister 811? You know, just curious. I probably should be paying attention to other players and not doing this, but oh well. Let's go to Legendary Motorsport. I think that's where they sell these. And the Feister 811. Let's see what this one goes for. It's probably one of the cheaper ones because it is a Feister, but still. You know, it might be Southern San Andreas. Yeah, I'm not seeing it in here. Oh, there it is. So, okay, Feister 811. So this is a $1.1 million car if you were to buy it off Legendary Motorsport. 1.135. Come on, man. 1.1 million, and this thing is pimped out a little bit on top of it. So you're telling me we can't get 100 grand for this car? We're only going to get 20 grand for a 1.1 million dollar car? Come on. Yeah, I think these desperately need to be adjusted. I mean, these are really fun activities to do, and they should be more profitable than this. So again, if you think that 100 grand per car and then the $1 million bonus for all 10 is too high, I would just point you to what I just showed you, and then also then compare to Kaio. And I think it's totally reasonable. But again, I don't know that they're going to buff this particular activity. They just said they're going to be increasing payouts on stuff. They didn't say anything about this. They may not increase this at all. And even if they do, it may not be that high, even though I think it's definitely reasonable. Yeah, the NPCs are just absolutely going to block me at every turn. All right. I'm going to stay on the ground here. I'm going to cut through the city and hopefully cut down on my exposure to the air vehicles. And again, I don't think they can lock on me while I'm driving these. I'm not sure. I know I have the yellow anchor icon right now, so anyone looking at me on the radar knows exactly what I'm doing. That also means they know where I'm going. So if they can beat me to the docks, then they will. Rather than chase me, they'll just go to the docks and wait for me. People have done that to me before. It's very sad to pull up, have driven it all the way across the map, pull up into the docks, and get blown up as you pull in. But that's life in GTA. Oof. That actually wasn't the NPC's fault. That one was mine. This would be another activity that would be fun to do blind, like without radar and without names on players. But the problem with it is I need the radar to hunt these things down in the first place. I guess I could turn it off after I find it and then do the drive back to the docks blind, but I don't know. So that's what, is that 3? Or is that maybe just 2? I call for my oppressor. How many people are still in this lobby? Gotta wait for that to clear. Exotic exports pop up there. Down to 19. So there was like 25 when we first came in. There's like 6 less people now. Whoops. You know, it always spawns over here, but it didn't for some reason that time. It spawned over here. I wasn't paying any attention. I just assumed it would be over there. Okay, I'm going to turn off homing. And always remember to turn off homing. I don't want to send the wrong message. Go flying by someone and they hear that tone, that lock-on tone. That's what gets you into fights sometimes. People will still take shots at me anyway. And I don't really blame them, by the way. I think most people in this game have like PTSD from hearing the oppressor approach and seeing it on the radar. So anytime you see an oppressor come bearing down on you, you know, at high speed, it's not an unreasonable assumption that you're about to get blown up. But of course, that is not my intention. But they can't know that. I have been shot down just for like getting near someone before, and I don't really blame them for it. It's a reasonable fear. Good news is with the other people in the lobby, some of the car can get revealed by someone else. if they get near it, and then I will see it on my radar. It's like someone's running the laps there behind the casino. Oof. Trying not to crash. Sounds like they're getting chased by cops, though, too. Got a pattern that I fly when I do this that I always follow. If you watch it enough times, you'll start to see it. The other dude at the track killed the one that was doing laps. I just saw the pop-up. I'm hoping that another player will reveal the next car before I have to like fly too far into the pattern. But I will definitely be curious to see what the update is going to bring as far as like buffing payouts to existing stuff. Like will this get a payout increase for these exotic exports? Will it be enough of an increase, to make it worth it? And that same question goes for everything, basically. What are the increases to races going to be, or the adversary modes? Are they going to be worth it? Or is it still going to be like, well, okay, yeah, it's a little bit better, but you'd still be way better off running Kaio, over and over if your goal is to earn money as quickly as possible. And that's the other side of it too. I mean, at what point do you have enough money? I mean, I'm doing the $1 billion grind. Like if you ever watch my Monday streams, I'm grinding to $1 billion on this character. I'm at like 375 million right now. Let's face it. If I wanted to stop grinding right now, I absolutely could. With $375 million, I don't need any more money than I've got right now. I can afford everything in the game multiple times. And the new DLC, at this point, they haven't announced yet, so I don't know if there's going to be like a new property associated with this DLC. Given what they announced on Newswire, it doesn't seem like it, and I'm actually glad about that. I also said in previous streams that how many more properties do we really need in this game? I mean, we've got so many already, and I feel like they could leverage the existing stuff that's already there much more than they do. In particular, I would say the agency could be leveraged a lot more. We've got the security contracts, yes. We got the payphone hits, yes. But the only major contract we have is the Dre one. Which pays out well, by the way. It pays like $1 million, although it takes a long time to do it. So it really should pay quite a bit more, to be honest. A little more in line with Kaio, it should be. But whatever. But that's the only major contract you have with the agency is the Dre one. There's no reason why they can't keep expanding the agency. Additional big contracts for other people. And that's what I was saying too the other week when we were talking about, will this DLC be, a new movie business? Because like everyone was saying, it has to do with Michael. And a lot of people were thinking that there'll be like a new property to buy and it'll be like a movie business or something like that. Okay, well, why couldn't you just make it a agency contract, like a new high-end contract out of the agency with Michael as the customer and something to do with movies? That's fine. I mean, Franklin knows Michael. Michael knows Franklin, obviously, from story mode. So I think it would make sense for Michael to reach out to Franklin if he needed help with something. And so that could be like a new major contract for the agency and have it be for Michael as the customer. and have it pay out really well also, because we all know Michael is ridiculously rich after the events of story mode. So see what I'm saying? Like there's so much stuff they can do. They don't need new properties in the game. And at this point with the Newswire announcement, I don't think there will be. It doesn't seem like it. Of course, I don't know. We'll know more next week after they start releasing trailers. But I just don't think it's necessary to add more properties in. And that's why I really liked the way they worded it in the Newswire. They said expanded roles for CEOs and MCs, and so, like it sounds like that's exactly what they're saying. We're going to leverage what you already have and expand what you're able to do with what you already have, rather than make you purchase an entire new business. But again, I just feel like the agency is the most likely candidate for that, for expansion, because it's set up perfectly for it, isn't it? I mean, you can get a new contract that pays out really well, and it runs out of the agency just like the Dre one does. At least that's what I would do if I were Rockstar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that would suck. I don't know. So we are not finding the car. And we're almost done with the southern half of the map now in my pattern. That is one of the other things that sometimes does happen when running this, trying to hunt down these in a public lobby with other players. Sometimes it gets messed up and the cars don't spawn. Oh man, there's a jet coming at me. Sometimes it gets messed up and you can't get the cars to spawn for whatever reason. Like maybe they spawned for other people already and got delivered, so now it's like not spawning it for you now, or whatever the reason. But I have noticed that if I'm in a lobby with other players and I try to do this, sometimes I can't get the cars to spawn. Whereas if I'm alone in a lobby by myself, I have no trouble spawning them at all. They always spawn, all 10 of them. I just have to fly my pattern and I will eventually find them. Now, there's still a lot left to my pattern right now, so I'm not too worried. But I am now done with the south half of the map, and I have not found the next exotic export. We'll see. It could definitely be up here, though, in the northern part. We'll see in a minute here. Someone's running Headhunter. Man, I can't wait for that trailer to come out, though. All right, so this part of the pattern is a little bit different. I'm going to kind of go away from a lot of stuff. Basically, one of the spawn points is this gas station up here. And the spawn points are more spread out in this area of the map. So this gas station gets one. The vineyard up here by where you deliver the diamonds for the Terabyte client job. Right here by this fancy building. I guess that's also one of the casino missions. They spawn there. It also spawns down here on Route 68 by the ammunition. And then it doesn't spawn again until you get over into like Sandy Shores after that. So what I'm going to do, though, is go the other way around the mountains. Just after a lot of trial and error, I found that it's more efficient. And I'm going to take care of some of these out-of-the-way places across the north side of the mountains and then come back in and I'll finish up in Sandy Shores. Although the very last place I will hit will be the Noose facility. That gets one too. And it is annoying. It is annoying because the Noose is the last stop on my pattern, and it is annoying when you have to do the entire pattern to find the car. And even more annoying, though, when you do the entire pattern and you don't find the car, and it's because you're in a lobby with other people. And yeah, that does happen. Other people in the lobby can mess up the spawn. Man, if these delivered 100 grand a pop, I'd be doing that all day, man. Absolutely. You can only do it once a day, actually, anyways. I want to say the spawn set renews at around like 3 a.m. Eastern time each night. That's actually one other thing that will also mess up the spawn for you too. If you're doing it in the middle of the night and you know, you've gotten like 5 or 6 of the cars and like 3 a.m. goes by. Whoa, right into the tree. And 3 a.m. goes by and the spawn set changes and you've gotten like 5 or 6 of the cars. Suddenly, like the last 4 like will not spawn for you, and you have to like restart your game or jump to a new session, and then you've got an entirely new list at that point, and you've got to start over. That has happened to me a few times also. But that's different than this. Like if it's other players preventing the cars from spawning, that's more of a problem. This is the last location it spawns at. That's north of Chiliad, which is this convenience store up here on the left. And nada. So we're going to head into Trevor's little area next, and then Sandy Shores, and then we'll finish off down the East Coast. Like I said, we'll end at Noose. So there's one that spawns like by this convenience store here. And then one that spawns down here by the, kind of like by the airport there, the little airport. Then we head over to Sandy Shores. And one that spawns here. One that kind of spawns on the other side here by the little peninsula thing. Then we come across to the main town area. Man, I'm starting to wonder if we're not going to get it. There's only a few, there's not really a lot of spots left. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 9 spots left, 10 spots left. We will see. We've almost flown the entire pattern though at this point. Getting close. So there's 2 spots along that main road I just flew down, and then there's up here by the radio station. And then over here in this parking lot here. Nothing. And then over by the prison. And then over by the darts, the little bar over here. And then at this point, the only thing that's left is there's one right by my by my brownie mix, you know, where you grow the green stuff for MC business. after this, there's only like five locations left. So right here is one, and then up here at Humane Labs, it spawns in the parking lot here. Not spawning, and now there's only 4 locations left. 2 of them by the power plant, one in the like the gas station convenience store area along the highway, the one that's like in the middle of the highway, and then Noose. So only 4 locations left here. This would probably be quicker to do like in a jet. Oppressor's quick, but it's not the fastest. So one location here, one location at the other end here. Nothing. And then this gas station up here, the one that's like in the middle of the highway. Convenience store ammunition and stuff. Spawns in here. And now the only location left is Noose. One will spawn in the Noose parking lot. If this doesn't not spawn, and oh, it did. It did. Look at that. This was it. This was the very last location. Oh, figures. Well, I'll tell you what. I didn't think it was going to. I did not think it was going to spawn. Look at that. Here it is. Ah. What is that, a T20? What kind of car is this? No, Turismo. Rowdy Turismo. Okay. Wow, it was in the Noose facility. So basically that was, well, you guys saw my whole pattern there. That's the pattern that I fly to find these. Oh, it's not going to open automatically. I got to push it open. These idiots are shooting at me. Okay. Again, thankfully damages. I can't believe that was there. I was sure it was going to glitch out and not give it to me, actually, but well, whatever. I'm glad it did give it to me. And so now you've seen my entire pattern. You fly that pattern, you will find all 10 cars eventually. Why do I have a wanted level? That's different. I don't normally get a wanted level with this. I wonder if the cops saw me driving a stolen car, but I've driven these things a million times. That's unusual. I think it might have something to do with what happened as I was leaving Noose. I think I ticked off the Noose guys. They might have called cops. I'm going to definitely call Lester in a minute here. I don't think I can deliver this thing with a wanted level. Yeah, like the yellow anchor is not on my map right now. I bet you the game still shows me as a yellow anchor, though. In fact, yeah, because I can see that by my radar in the upper right. You can see the red, like, alert thing that other people can see me doing this. Weaving in and out. Whoa, that was close. Oh, this guy's gonna... Okay, good. I'm going to have to call Lester. I don't think I'm going to lose these guys. Wow, look at that psycho. Man launched himself right into the sign there at the entrance to the dock. Someone's yacht out there. Okay, I'm going to call... No, I don't want LGT. Yeah, I guess that is Lester, but that's still not who I want.
I take it this isn't a social call.
There we go.
You're in trouble. Okay, I'll deal with it.
All right. Well, that was a challenge. We had to fly the entire pattern to find that one, and then we got a wanted level on our way back. Brutal, just brutal. All right, call for my oppressor Mark II. And by any chance, did another one show? No, because it'll actually be on my map. It'll show exotic export vehicle. But we do have our oppressor. And turned off homing, so there aren't any misunderstandings with other air vehicles. Although I'm still just as likely to get shot out of the sky. I'm going to go back to my auto shop in a little bit and see if the chalkboard has appeared. I don't know what's up with that. Why we don't have a chalkboard showing the exotic export list. I mean, obviously they're active. I can get them and I can turn them in. That happened last week too. In last week's stream, we went to look at those and there were none. Ah, nice. Already spawned one of the early locations in my pattern. Oh. Oh no, here it is. Okay. Ooh, for a second, I'm like, don't tell me, because it's also that same blue dot can also be a Cayo Perico guard sleeping on the side. You can like steal $7 grand from them. So for a minute I thought maybe that's what it was, but I don't think there's a Cayo Perico guard that spawns in that location. I think that's only a location for a car there where this one spawned. Short drive back to the docks for this one. Nice. Whoops. It's a real bummer that YouTube will not allow us to play the music too, by the way. Like when you get in the car and hear like the radio stations. That's such like a big part of the game, like the ambiance of the game. One of the things that makes the game so much fun is hopping into the car and then hearing a cool song on the radio when you get in. But because of YouTube and copyright, we're not allowed to play that when we're streaming or in any recorded video that we post. It's kind of annoying. It's like ain't nobody watching my videos to hear these songs like in the background when I get in the car. It's just ridiculous the way they do it. That's something YouTube really needs to correct. I mean, you figure Rockstar licensed this music for this game. You're just showing the gameplay. Why on earth would there need to be an additional license for showing the gameplay that already paid for a license for the use of the music in the game? Like, you know, it is what it is. All right, call for my oppressor. How many is that anyway? Is that like 4 or 5 of them? See, we're almost halfway done. They do take a while though. Actually, I'm going to deposit the cash. I forgot about Simeon vehicles too. He does want a Serrano. All right. Launch. Oh, I got to turn my homing off though. You know, and I see a blue dot already over there, don't I? Or is that a player? Hold on. I'm gonna check the map. Exotic export vehicle. No, it's not. Okay. It's, you know, it was a player and they were light blue. So for a minute I thought maybe it was one of the exotic export vehicles. There might be some people dogfighting over there. I'm not sure. Or maybe they're just screwing around. I see a couple planes, though, on radar. I know one of them targeted me earlier, but they didn't shoot. And then they flew out in front of me because I think they were checking to see. Oh, yeah, no, they were dogfighting. They killed each other, actually. I wonder if they collided. Be like Brian and I in the Unprofessionals when we were doing the Top Fun stuff. It's one mission where Greeper was the hunted, and Brian and I were the hunters. And we took off from Zancudo Air Force Base and promptly collided with each other in the air, and Greeper won. We never even got close to him. Funny stuff. I don't know why they take that mission out. Why they removed that from the game. It's a versus mission, right? Actually, I'm going to stop and look real quick. So if I go to online and quick join, I guess is where you have to start now. Play job, Rockstar created, and then versus. And see, there are no versus missions at all. There are no versus jobs available. If I go to my jobs, no. Bookmarked. Rockstar created. Where's my oh, playlists. Here we go. So I go to my playlists. We go to Top Fun. And look what it says. The playlist you are attempting to view is empty. This can occur if all the jobs in the playlist have been deleted. So basically, they take Top Fun out of the game, and even my playlist isn't any good anymore. And I don't understand why they do it, actually. Like, why is it necessary to remove Top Fun from the game again? Like, completely remove it so that, like, the job is deleted. Why? Rockstar, tell me why. Why? I don't know. There was a time when there were tons of versus missions and they were always available. I mean, maybe people didn't play them and stuff, but I would think with the new generation of the game and stuff, I would think they can't be gaining that much in performance by removing them. I mean, it's not like, I mean, if no one's playing them anyway, it's not like they're loading up. I mean, they're just basically a mission in a list. Are you really going to tell me removing them from the list is that much of a benefit to the game performance? It just doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is, and yes, they do delete those out of there, and then maybe a few months from now they'll put it back in. I hope they put it back in pretty regularly because I really enjoy Top Fun. Top Fun is one of my favorite game modes. I like the intensity. I wonder if I could create it, because you can create versus modes, can't you? Although, you know what? For expanded and enhanced, all I have is GTA Online. I don't have the full-blown GTA 5 for expanded and enhanced, so I don't think I actually even have the creator. So maybe I can't create the job. I don't know. I wonder if somebody else has created like a Top Fun type game already. I'm sure someone has, if that's possible to do. I'll have to look into that. I'll have to look into it. Maybe that's the answer. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody created a better Top Fun than the ones that Rockstar created. Maybe they found like a location that's like more conducive to it with the right vehicles and stuff, you know. I see a jet off in the distance. I think it's still that same person that was dogfighting with the other guy. I think they're still dogfighting. I'm just gonna mind my business and keep searching for these cars. If we don't come across one soon, though, I am going to swing by my auto shop and see if the what's it called? Chalkboard has reappeared with the list. So I'm curious how many I've done. I know I've done 4, but I'm thinking I might have done 5. I'm not sure. But this is the point where I can stop in and look, so I'm going to. I will say this lobby seems like it's gotten a lot quieter. Look at that. Yeah, it's down to 10 people now. No more contracts. Or car repairs. And yeah, there's still no... Oh, no, look, now it has appeared. Okay, there's the chalkboard. That was not there earlier, man. So we've done 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I am going to jump lobbies because this one's down to 10. Because if I wanted a quiet lobby, I would just turn on my firewall rule and play alone. I'll probably regret this in a little bit. There'll be some terrible griefer in a jet killing me over and over again. Come on, Rockstar. The expanded and enhanced faster loading screens, which I will always mention when I get stuck here. They lied. They lied so bad, didn't they? It is not any faster. It really is not. Here we go. Oh, so what do we got going on in this lobby? I hear sirens. That's always a good sign. Okay, there we go. We got 27 people in here. And look at this. The chalkboard's gone again. Okay, I just heard like a massive, massive explosion. Yeesh. All right, let's get out of here. I'm going to grab my oppressor. I see stuff flashing all over. I think that's the business battle stuff, though. Alright, homing is off, so I'm not locking onto anybody. And I'm going to head up to the docks and start the pattern. Yeah, this is a much, much busier lobby. I will probably get shot down on this one. It's alright, though. It's alright. What's the maximum? I think you can have 30 people in the lobby. I think is the maximum. Looks like they've got the aircraft carrier business battle going on right now. I don't really like that one. It's too far out, like in the water. It's too, like, they made it too tedious. Otherwise, it was cool to have the aircraft carrier, like, you know, as a asset in the game. But, yeah, they didn't do that one right. Every now and then there'll be one up here in the oil field. Not often. I see another oppressor. Doesn't look like he's... I see 2 other oppressors. It kind of looks like the yellow one's going after the purple one, though. I'm amazed that I've been able to do this this long without anyone interfering with me. But you know, I will say this too, and there's plenty of griefers in the Xbox platform, but I don't think it's as bad as the PlayStation platform. Now, true, there's more people playing on PlayStation, so that's probably, you know, the biggest factor. But I will just say that, you know, I played originally on PS3. And then I went to PC after that. And PC is just freaking unplayable. I mean, it's... griefers are one thing. God mode modders are another. Especially modders that, like really, really interfere with the game and like, prevent you from even really being able to play it. I mean, they put stuff on your character so you can't move. And it's just, you know, it's all kinds of annoying. And on PC, that stuff is rampant. I mean, just rampant. It's so bad. I think on PC, I feel like GTA Online is unplayable on PC. That's my opinion. Obviously, plenty of people play on that platform, anyways. But it's just to me, it's a hot pile of garbage on the PC platform. But anyways, so I played on PS3 originally, and yeah, there was a lot of griefers, and even a lot of modders at that point, because of course the new generation had come out and Rockstar didn't care about the PS3 or Xbox 360 anymore. So on PS3 there was a ton of modding also. But like I said, I went to PC and then I went to PS4. And when I was playing on PS4, so modding, won't say that there were no modding. That there was. Occasionally you would run into a modder, and maybe it wasn't even a modder, maybe it was just someone who'd figured out a glitch, you know. But it was very rare. Compared to PC, it's non-existent basically. But there were tons and tons of griefers on the PS4 platform. Absolutely. Ran into them all the time. That's when I really started doing the whole solo public lobby thing with the firewall rule. Started doing it on PS4. Anyways, when I got my Xbox Series X last year, just, man, it's over a year ago now too, a year and a couple months now. And I bought the Xbox One version of the game so I could play it on Xbox. And one of the first things that I noticed when I started playing on Xbox was that the lobbies were way more calm than the PS4 lobbies. Like, I was able to actually do some grinding and not get interfered with and stuff on the Xbox platform, whereas on the PS4, man, most of the time I could not get away with it. And again, I'm not saying that there aren't any griefers on Xbox platform. Of course there are. Plenty of them. But my experience having played on both platforms, you know, PS and Xbox, is that the Xbox platform seems to be way more calm and seems to have a lot less in the way of griefers in it. So that's my observation. So, and this is kind of a case in point. I've been flying around in open lobbies tonight, hunting these things down, and so far, not one single person has messed with me. Now, I do realize that I just jinxed it by saying that, and now the entire lobby is probably going to come after me. But honestly, I don't know that you could do this on PlayStation quite as peacefully and not get messed with the way you can on Xbox. So yeah, they're just an observation. I feel like overall, Xbox lobbies are a little calmer than PlayStation lobbies, and there's less in the way of griefing going on. But again, I will admit that, you know, there are also far less players on Xbox as well. So that's probably contributing to that. I'm not really beholden to one platform or the other. I fully intend to get a PS5 eventually at some point. Just like need them to release a title that's worth having other than this one. So far, this generation of games has not impressed me that much. I feel like I really didn't even need this Xbox Series X yet. I mean, this game, this expanded and enhanced version of this game is literally the only thing so far that I've played that has like really leveraged this platform. I'm hoping that's going to change. There's going to be some more must-have titles coming out in the years to come. But I mean, gosh, we're what? We 2 years in. When did the Xbox Series X come out? Was it in late 2020, or was it late 2019 even? No, I think maybe it was late 2020, like fall of 2020. And you know. It's going to be going on 2 years already into this generation, and there really have not been any must-have titles yet that I've seen. This is pretty much it, this expanded and enhanced version. Makes you wonder if video games like are dying as a whole a little bit. Like if people are just getting bored of them. You know, the graphics are so great anymore, but that isn't enough. There's got to be some new gameplay that everyone likes. The whole Oculus thing is kind of cool, but it's still got a long way to go, I feel like, before it'll be like widespread accepted. I had the original Oculus Quest. I've actually gotten rid of it now. The Oculus Quest 2 is out. Definitely has better visuals. But it's still like there's just some limitations to it, you know what I mean? Like the movement and stuff like that. I will say it surprisingly was good for watching movies though. I enjoyed watching movies like in the virtual cinema with, you know, the 100-foot screen and whatnot. That was kind of cool. But not enough to make it be worth, you know, hundreds of dollars to own one. And now I want to say Meta has been changing things so that if you get like an Oculus Quest, you have to have a Facebook account, which I don't have, and I don't want. So I mean, there are some other things going on that I don't like with it too. We'll see how it all shakes out. But I think that genre, that whole VR genre, still has a really long way to go. I know PlayStation has PSVR. Does Xbox even have one? I don't even know. I've never looked into it. I don't know if there's a VR visor I can get for my Xbox. Well, we finished the southern part of the map again. It's going to be another potentially long search on this one too. But again, like with the previous lobby, it's still pretty calm. Also, people are not really messing with me. I'm really surprised by that. I mean, like I said, Xbox lobbies, in my opinion, are a little bit more calm anyway. In general, always speaking generally. But this is pretty calm even for Xbox. Like even a calm Xbox lobby will usually have at least a couple griefers that'll start messing. Watch this be the lobby that is glitched out because of the other players, and I can't get a spawn on the exotic export. It is kind of frustrating when I have to keep like going to the northern part of the map for it too. Like sometimes, I mean, it's hit or miss. It's all random anyway, but I do the pattern that I do because you hit the highest number of spawn spots, you know, the most quickly this way. But unfortunately, you never know where it's going to spawn. So if there's a spot you've set as the final spot, like I have noose is, you know, where I end my pattern. It is annoying when sometimes they keep spawning like at the latter, in the later part of your pattern. So you have to fly for a long time each time. It's more fun when you find them a little more quickly. Whenever I start getting to this part of the pattern, I start to wonder if it's glitched and if it's just not going to spawn. And like I say, that happens most often because of other people in the lobby. Whereas when I'm doing this solo in a lobby by myself, it almost never glitches out. It pretty much always spawns all the cars, unless I've gone past 3 a.m. when the reset happens, and then that can cause it to glitch out after that. But so far, nothing on this run. And we're just about done with the northern part of Chiliad. This convenience store up here. Nothing there. So we'll head over to Grapeseed. We'll cut over the mountain here. The oppressor does not climb very well. I'm always worried I'm going to hit one of these rocks and get thrown off. Actually, we cut in a little bit closer than I thought. So basically in here you've got the convenience store, and then kind of over by the field next to the airport, like right in this area. So now we'll head over to Trevor's and we'll search that area. But we're getting close now to getting into the final part of the pattern. Watch it spawn at Noose again. So here in Sandy Shores, you've got one spawn point by the LS Customs. And then you've got another one down here at the other end of the road in the, like the cheap little apartments. Here in this area. And then actually that might be a motel. And then you've got up top by the radio tower, and then down in this parking lot over here that I'm heading towards. I think this is where you meet Trevor after Trevor has kidnapped the wife, around here somewhere. I could be wrong about that. And then there's one in the prison parking lot, and then one by the darts. This guy on the highway is going to totally think I'm like coming after him. So we go through here. Where's he in a like a what's it called? Can't think of it. It's one of the muscle cars, the ones that look like the old Challengers, like from the 60s. The Sabre Turbo. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. Looked like he was in a Sabre Turbo there. So all that's left at this point is by my Browning Mix grow house, and then by Humane Labs, and then by the power plant. then by the gas station, and then by Noose. So, all right, there's nothing here. We'll check out Humane Labs. Now all we got left is 2 locations at the power plant, 1 at the gas station, and 1 at Noose. So we're down to the final 4 again. I feel like so much of the space in this map is like wasted sometimes. All right, here's the power plant. So there's 2 either at this end or at the other end, but I think it would have shown by now if it was going to. So only 2 spots left, gas station and then Noose. Watch it be at Noose again. If it doesn't, though, if it doesn't show at either of these locations, then at that point, we're dealing with the situation where it's kind of glitched out because like other players and stuff. Yep, not here. Noose is the last chance. Last location. This is where it was last time. Not this time, though. Nope. Nothing here. So, yeah, it looks like we are glitched out for that. Unless I'm missing it. I'm going to look at the map real quick. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it. No exotic export vehicle. Nope. So that sucks. We can't really do it without it spawning. We can't do it. And I think what maybe happens with this, and maybe the reason this happens is maybe somebody else in the lobby like already snagged the one that was going to be spawning next for me. And turned it in already, and so like the game can't spawn it because it has it like marked off as done. I'm not sure. I mean, it seems like that would be a silly bug to have in a multiplayer game where we all get the same list of cars to spawn. But it you know, it just seems that the only time this really happens, like I say, is when I'm in a lobby with other people. I've noticed this happens, and then the other thing is when you go past that 3 a.m. mark, if you've been doing them and you're not done with them yet. Oh, but look at this, just in time, we did get another car to deliver, and this is a good lobby for doing it because there's a lot of people in it. I show clips. Hey, I show clips. How you doing? When will DLC come out? We haven't had DLC in so long. Most people are saying July 19th is going to be when it comes out. That's the guess by most people. I think within a week from now, my guess would be Thursday, July 14th, is when we'll see Rockstar post a YouTube video with like a trailer showing it, is my guess. But so hopefully a week from now, we'll have a trailer to look at. And I'm just going to go and see whether or not that chalkboard has reappeared or not. I mean, yeah, at least the chalkboard itself has reappeared, and it's got the 4 that I already did. So, all right. Boss Scamming. Hey, boss. What is up, sir? So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my radar again and take player overhead off as well. And also under options under here, player overhead display is going to be none. So I am flying blind with these guys. And let's see if we can get this thing delivered. We will respray Wood Beach Brown. Oh, what a horrible color, man. Are you kidding me? Ah, who paints their car that color? That's terrible. Just terrible. Street brakes. I feel like the other players in this lobby would be doing me a favor if they blew this thing up, man. This is... Turbo tuning. Bodywork. Racks. Road trip. Wow. Exhaust. So, who puts a twin titanium bore exhaust on a car like this, man? This is just so out of place. Oh, the hood. They do not want a bug catcher. Oh my gosh. That is so tacky. Oh my gosh, that is so tacky. Look at that. Oh. Wow. Wow. All right. What kind of wheels? Of course, SUV wheels. Why not? Foghorn. Oh, no, there it is. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm bothering. I'm just going to set them to black anyways. And it is what it is. So this is a mid-range vehicle, 35,000. It's an ugly piece of garbage. Let's see if we can deliver it with all these people in the lobby and flying blind also. All right. So where are we delivering to? Oh, we're delivering down to the airport. Okay, fair enough. Here we go. Oh, there's another player there. On a motorcycle. I'm not sure what they're doing. I am bound by the rules of the road right now. I have to stop for red lights. The exception to that, of course, is if somebody starts attacking me, then I am allowed to run at that point. But I've got no radar on, and I've got no names over players, so I really am pretty much flying blind here, playing blind. Oh, looks like we're lagging out again on the stream, man. Looks like we're getting some lag again. Well, I don't know what to say, man. I turned down the bit rate and stuff. I wonder if, like I say, I wonder if my PC is just having trouble keeping up at this point. And, oops, I got a green light. Oh, running the yellow. So. So I'm going to adjust here for a second. All right. So hopefully the stream isn't too unhealthy for you guys to watch it. I mean, it seems like it's still receiving the data to me, but it's definitely not happy. It's complaining that it's not getting enough video from me. I'm wondering. I mean, my CPU is not hit very hard, but I'm wondering if it's my PC just having trouble like encoding and if it's just something going on my PC at this point. I'm wondering at this point. I mean, I've got a lot of scenes set up. They're not all in use. I don't know how well OBS handles that, but this PC is getting old. It is like 5 years old now since I built this thing. So maybe it's time to look into a new streaming PC. I wonder if I can justify that to the wife. Oh, honey, I need it. My PC is lagging out on me when I'm trying to stream. Can't have that. Well, we'll see. We shall see. Boy, these traffic lights, man. Come on. You never know when someone's coming up behind us, too, especially. This is a pretty busy lobby. But again, if nobody does, then it's just one more example of, like, just Xbox lobbies, man. They're calmer. There's not as much griefing going on as I used to see in PlayStation. Then again, I haven't played in PlayStation for over for over a year and a half now anyways. Not really. So maybe PlayStation lobbies are also more calm at this point. I don't know. But we'll see. So far, it's been a safe run. Always tense, man. Like, I've got no idea what's coming up on me, if anything's coming up on me. Come on, Mr. Dubsta, go. If anyone does roll up on me, I am allowed to run, though. I don't have to keep obeying the traffic laws at that point. Boy, that guy took his sweet time. Oh, this guy, he's gonna stop, really? All right. Wow, that was some janky turning right there. I see why he did it, though. The line's actually kind of... Well, really? No, I want to go straight. Or do I? I don't, do I? I don't want to go straight. I want to turn back around, I think. Well, we'll see in a minute here. Am I heading down into the beach now? I think I want to head up here, actually. Yeah. Here we go. This is where I want to be. I hope I didn't run a red light there. I can make a right on red at least. I don't know what that car is doing up there. It might be a player. No, it's not. It's an NPC. I'm not sure what it was doing up there. I hear sirens. I will say this is better than the last one of these that I did. I was hearing a lot of explosions before. This time it seems like there's no explosions going on. I feel like I'm in Survive the Hunt right now. If you've ever watched the Fail Race videos, they do a game mode they've created called Survive the Hunt. They put a new one out each month. Just amazing. I really wish Rockstar would actually make that an actual game mode in the game. They turn off their radars and player overheads, and one guy has to basically survive for 48 minutes, which is one GTA game day, basically. And there's a group of hunters hunting for them, and they've got a lot of rules that they do to kind of like try to balance things out. Like, the hunters can only use single shot weapons, can't use fully automatic, because there's like 20 on 1, numbers advantage. Nobody, not the hunter and not the person being hunted, none of them are allowed to fire from their car while they're driving. You have to get out of your car in order to fire. And, I think, no, I'm going to take the highway. Highway will be better. Can I take this into the airport from here? Gosh, you'd think I would know this map better by now. I feel like you can, but it's not the entrance I was thinking of, actually. I might have been better off going low. La Puerta Freeway. Will this let me get into the airport? Just keep my eye out here. It doesn't. Oh, I screwed up. I totally screwed that up. Wow. Well, the one traffic law I'm not going to obey on the freeway is I'm not going to obey speed limits. I will say that. Not in this awesome hoopty ride. I mean, jeez. The brown with the bug catcher, and I'm going to make an illegal U-turn, and I'm going to just go low the other way. I didn't realize this didn't connect through like that. That's silly that it doesn't. You know what? I know what it is. Rather than turning onto the freeway, I should have gone straight. That turns into the freeway that leads to the airport, actually. What I was thinking of. That's what I need to do. All right, we'll go back. I'm going to make it right on red. This is what I was thinking of. This was the freeway I wanted. My bad. My bad. There we go. All fixed. Oh, this thing really, like the turning it like weaves. I just hit the stick a little bit to the right. The thing really like swerves badly. What kind of car is this? A Glendale Custom. Yeah, I never ever drive these. I don't think they even spawn in Freeroam, do they? It's probably a Benny's car, though. All right. Well, we still managed to deliver it without any damage, amazingly. So that worked out. All right, call for my oppressor. You messed up the mods. Did I do the wrong upgrades on that car? I'm gonna have to go back and watch this later and see. I didn't realize that. I thought I mean, I commented on each one when I did it. I could have sworn oh, you know, I can turn my radar back on at this point. It's funny, I see people off radar and I think to myself, well, so what? I don't even have my radar on anyway. Doesn't really affect me. So, player overhead. Actually, it does. If I were to pull up the map, I wouldn't be able to see him. But anyways, yeah, so I must have messed up that car when I did the mods. I didn't notice. I thought I did them, you know, the way they were asked for. Oopsie. I wonder how much did they dock us, I wonder. I didn't notice the payout when I looked at it. 55. I guess they docked us $5,000 because they would normally pay 60, I want to say. It was 35 to modify, and I think the payout's 25, which would be 60. And we only have 55, so they must have docked us $5,000 for that mistake. I'll look at that later and see. Wow, I guess I got to be more careful when I'm doing these, man. Oh, turn off my homing. Not looking to blow people up. All right. All right. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for tonight. We've got most of what we wanted to get done. The exotic exports are glitching out, so I can't continue to do those while I'm in the lobby with the other people. So just have to get myself into a solo lobby for that. But anyways, it was a pretty quiet night. Not a lot of peeps on tonight. Didn't see some of our regulars that we normally see in chat. And also the lobbies. I think the lobbies were kind of quiet too, don't you? Like even though there was 20 some people in the lobby, like nobody was like doing anything. Just everyone's chill. Everyone's chill. And I'm down with that. So yeah, so good news. Most of all, Zephyr pointed it out earlier too. The ability to do the cell missions in the invite only lobbies. I think that is going to be the single biggest positive takeaway from the update coming out. I'm hoping that a week from now we will have a trailer out. Like I said before, my prediction is Thursday, July 14th, I think is the most likely date that Rockstar will release it. That's based on earlier years and what they've done in the past for announcing it. But we'll see. We'll see. I fully expect by the 19th we'll know, because I think that's the day that the update should come out. But we will find out. We will find out for sure. So everybody, I want to thank you all for watching. Good times. I hope that the stream was healthy. I turned down the bit rate and I'm still getting that error again now. I didn't get it for quite a while. And I'm wondering, like I said, I wonder if it's a problem on my PC. Like after a while, if OBS just starts like, I don't know, like cache and stuff gets clogged up or whatever, and it gets slower and slower and it has trouble keeping up. I'm wondering if that's what's going on. But at any rate, seems like a good time to end it anyways. I've been on for like 3 hours now, so I definitely need to take a break, go get some food, go chill out. So everybody, I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. I will be back on Monday night for the $1 billion grind, and we'll be getting back to that. We should be getting close to 400 million pretty soon. I hope to hit that mark within the next week. So, and of course, we got to get ready for the DLC. Who knows what we're going to have to buy for that too. So anyways, guys, take it easy. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, have a great game.